talking about the relations of the head of the pancreas, we should first talk about the celiac trunk. So this here is the aorta. Now we can see an anterior branch coming out from the aorta. So this is called the celiac trunk. Now the celiac trunk further gives branches. The branch that we can see going to the left towards the spleen, we know that the spleen is located towards the left, and the branch that we see going towards the left to the spleen is the splenic artery. Now we can also see a branch which is arising from the celiac trunk and then arching. This supplies the stomach, which has been removed from this model. So it is called the gastric artery, and since it is situated on the left side, it is the left gastric artery. Now the celiac trunk gives one more branch going towards the right side. Zooming out, we can see that this branch is going towards the liver. So this branch is called the common hepatic artery. The common hepatic artery now further gives branches. One branch which is going towards the duodenal part and also supplying the antrum of the stomach. This is known as the gastroduodenal artery. So this here is the gastroduodenal artery. The gastroduodenal artery. Now we can see the gastroduodenal artery is splitting into two arteries. This on the right side, on the left side, and this on the right side. So this artery which is taking an arched course is the right gastroepiploic artery, and this artery over here is the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery. It's lying along the superior border of the head of the pancreas and supplying the duodenum, so it's called the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery. Now with this we are finished off with the branches of celiac trunk, and now let's see the boundaries of the head of the pancreas. The pancreas has a superior border. This here is the right lateral border, and this is the inferior border. Now the duodenum also has three parts. This horizontal part into which the stomach opens. So we can see into this part of the duodenum, the stomach which lies anterior to the pancreas opens, and then the duodenum runs horizontally for some distance. So the horizontal part is the first part of the duodenum. Then the duodenum descends down, and the vertical part is the second part of the duodenum, and then the duodenum again takes a horizontal course. So this here is the third part of the duodenum. Now coming again to the relations of the superior border of the head of the pancreas. The superior border of the head of the pancreas is surrounded by the first part of the duodenum, and it also surrounded by the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery. So this here is the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery, and we can see it's lying along the superior border of the pancreas. Now this is the right lateral border, and the right lateral border is surrounded by the second part of the duodenum, and this is the inferior border of the pancreas. So the inferior border of the pancreas is surrounded by the third part of the duodenum and the inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery. So this over here was the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery, and we can see another artery coming and anastomosing with the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery. This here is the inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery, which is anastomosing with the superior pancreatico-duodenal artery, and it is a branch of superior mesenteric artery. So the inferior border of the head of the pancreas is bounded by the third part of the duodenum and the inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery. Besides having the three surfaces, the pancreatic head also has an anterior surface, which we can see now, and a posterior surface which we cannot see without rotating the model. Now let's see the relations of the anterior surface of the head of pancreas. So the anterior relation of the head of pancreas is formed by the gastroduodenal artery. So we saw the gastroduodenal artery, which was given off by the common hepatic artery. Now the anterior relation of the head of pancreas is also formed by the transverse colon, which we had removed to better appreciate the head of the pancreas. Now I will add it back. So this is the transverse colon which I have added, and we can see that the transverse colon is forming the anterior surface of the head of pancreas. The posterior relations of the head of the pancreas. Now this is the anterior surface of the head of the pancreas, and to see the relations of the posterior surface of the head of the pancreas, I will fade away the head of the pancreas. So after fading in the head of the pancreas, we can see a vein with a white lumen which is lying behind the pancreatic head. So this structure, which has been highlighted and which we can see through the head of the pancreas, is the inferior vena cava. So the inferior vena cava forms the relation of the posterior surface of the head of the pancreas, and we can also see one duct lying behind the which we can see through the pancreatic head. This is the common bile duct. So this here is the common bile duct which you can see being highlighted. So the inferior vena cava and the common bile duct forms the posterior surface of the head of the pancreas. So the common bile duct, since it is located very close to the pancreatic head, in acute pancreatitis the common bile duct is obstructed, and this is why acute pancreatitis leads to obstructive jaundice. Now we will see the relations of the body of the pancreas. So the body of the pancreas has a superior border, an inferior border, an anterior surface which we can see, and a posterior surface which we cannot. The border of the body of the pancreas is formed by the celiac trunk. This we can see here is the celiac trunk. So the superior border of the body of the pancreas is formed by the celiac trunk, and also by the splenic artery which was given on the left, and also by the common hepatic artery which was given towards the right. Now the inferior border of the pancreas, of the inferior border of the body of the pancreas, is formed by the superior mesenteric artery. The superior mesenteric artery, like celiac trunk, is also given by the ventral surface of the aorta, and if we remove the body of the pancreas, we can see the origin of the superior mesenteric artery. See the relations of the posterior surface of the body of the pancreas. So in order to appreciate the structures which are situated posterior to the body of the pancreas, I have faded it. So behind the body of the pancreas, we can see this artery. So this artery is the superior mesenteric artery. So the superior mesenteric artery is present along the posterior surface of the body of the pancreas. Now we can also see a vein which is entering the left kidney. This here is the left kidney. So this vein entering the left kidney is the left renal vein, and we can also see one vein, this vein which is going towards the spleen. Rotating the model, we can see this vein is going towards the spleen. So this is the splenic vein. So the left renal vein, the splenic vein, the superior mesenteric artery, and also the left kidney form the posterior relations of the body of the pancreas. The anterior relation of the body of the pancreas is formed by the posterior surface of the stomach. We had removed the stomach in order to appreciate the pancreas. So if I add it back, we can see that it almost covers the pancreas, and so the stomach, posterior surface of the stomach, forms the relation or the anterior surface of the body of the pancreas.